Yeah, exactly. How about yes, feed the cats? My thoughts as well. How was everybody doing? How was your weekend? I hope it was excellent. Um, um, I kind of like that. I don't like it. I just don't dislike it. Anyways, but yeah, um, like I mentioned in the description, I did not take that picture. That is the thumbnail for this live stream. Hector did. He sent it to me yesterday while I was working at Universal, so I didn't see it until this morning, and it's rather distressing. Um, Hi, Faithless. How are you doing, friend? So yeah, um, so yeah, it's gonna be. We're gonna have it. I hope everything is okay at the colony. Um, you guys know that yes, or not yesterday, on Friday, I was just absolutely beaten down. And to be honest with you, how I made it through the weekend working at Universal is a question to me because it's just I really had to tough it out. I was really feeling under the weather. Um, I mean, in retrospect, I probably could have done myself a big favor if I didn't go to the monthly lockpicking meetup on Friday after I was at the colony. But here's the thing: every now and then you got to do stuff for yourself. I got to hang out with Artichoke for a little while and some other people, and I finally got this annoying GMS MX pick that was in the annual um, challenge bucket at my lock sport meetup. Um, anyways, um, so yeah, sorry folks, just do bear with me for a second. We're on the 5 right now, and at um, we will be at the colony shortly. Famous, I'm going to read that long thing of text when I'm not driving at I really shouldn't be doing it, but whatever. Well, I'll let it coast for a second. But yeah, I something about yeah. I mean, yeah. So yeah, a quick speed scan of your note. I tend to agree with you that the best thing to would be to have a discussion with the person responsible for the sign. And I think the best thing to do apparently one of the other cat feeders that both Hector and I know, her name's Rima, um, went and talked to the guy, and apparently he's under. And I think this actually came through on the live stream on Friday. It might have been picked up at Hector's, or no, not on Friday. I think it was on um, Wednesday's live stream, last Wednesday's live stream. I think it was when I saw Hector. But anyways, last time I saw Hector and he was on the live stream, he mentioned that Rima went and talked to him, and he basically said that he's under the and the machinist person basically said that he's under the impression that if you suspend feeding the cats, they will migrate elsewhere. Now, I think we all know that that's not necessarily the case. Um, and in my opinion, it's kind of messed up because this machinist knew that these cats lived there. Like he moved into the cat's house. Now, granted, he pays rent. So, you know, there are in the city of Los Angeles that could serve perfectly fine as a machine shop. You know, yeah. I mean, here's the thing. I think all the signs in the world and all the throwing out of our containers in the world isn't going to stop us. So, like Faithful said, there's a chance he tries to get the cats removed, which would be the worst possible thing. a slightly less bad occurrence, but it would still be bad, but it wouldn't be like the end of the world. Like if the cats got removed by animal services or potentially hopefully not euthanized. But if the guy decides to put up a fence around his property that makes it very hard for me to access the cats, that is a potential problem. But yeah, do bear with me, folks. We'll be with the cats in a second. There is there is an idea that I kind of we start we kind of we did an aborted attempt at it um when Charlie was still the machinist. Whoopsies. When Charlie was still the machinist, still owned that machine shop. Um and I, like when he got really upset at me when he was trying to sell the shop, um and like we briefly tried to move the cats down the block, and I'm wondering, like, I think you guys have seen a couple of times before when I visit Fats first and I spend too long there, um, uh, some of the cats from the main colony will start migrating to Fats. And I'm wondering if, while I don't, like I said, I don't love it at all. In fact, I kind of really hate it. But I'm wondering if maybe instead of going to the main colony first, I should now be starting to go to the Fats zone first and just hanging out there and making as much noise as possible and seeing as like how many of the main colony cats I can start coaxing to come to where to my voice basically. Uh, Anyways, we're pulling up right now, so hopefully it's not the end of the world. Okay. All right. I see cats, which is good because I could also not see cats, but I see very few cats. And all right, guys. Also, I do forgive me. I can't seem to find the piece that connects my microphones to my phone, so we're using the AirPods mic. Unfortunately, that means that there won't be any cat sounds thus far. 1 second. Let me just see if I can find the microphone adapter, and if not, we'll just go and make sure the cats are as okay as possible. Okay, I think I see Winston. That's the only cat I see. Okay. Yeah, I'm sure it's here somewhere, but the chances that I find it right now in the dark in a car on the side of the road, slim to none. So I'm sorry, guys. You're gonna have to deal with hearing only my voice and no meows today. Sorry. All right, let's see what's going on. Uh, I'm, I'm nervous, but on the surface I look calm and ready. All right. Oh wait, hold on. Hold on. Sorry, guys. It's 10:30 at night, and while it's not cold, it's also not warm, and I'm only wearing a t-shirt. So if you'll give me a second, I'm gonna put on a. All right, cats. Am I about to rob a bank? No, Michael. I'm sorry. It's not going to be nearly that entertaining. I'm about to visit my the cat colony that I take care of. But also, yeah, thanks for stopping by. Please like the video either way. I mean, there won't be a bank robbery, but Yeah, the fence, like whenever they put in fences, it's always bad. It's never good when the fences go up. Hey, Winston, Winnie. I mean, hey, Dick Grayson. All right, let's see what's going. Well, that sign did not last for very long now, did it? Hi, Silvana. The sign didn't stay up for very long now, did it? Because it's already gone. Um, and also we have evidence of cat feeders. Um, okay, but what's worrisome is that there's only two cats. Okay, okay, there's more cats underneath this transit. Or sorry, it's not a transit, it's a sprinter. So we got Denise the Menace over there, and that I'm not fully sure who that one is. Could be um tough to tell in this light. Could be Jamie or could be Liz, probably. Um this is Dick Grayson. He's here at least. Okay. Winnie is here. Winnie's always here. Winnie's a good boy. I saw another gray cat. What's worrying me is that once again, and just like Friday, I don't see Big V. Okay, there goes the other gray cat. Marble cat. No marble cat right now either. I don't see him. Okay. Okay. We got, is this Jamie? Yeah. We got a lot of food detritus going on over here. Yeah. I mean, for what it's worth, I can't remember. And honestly, I've been feeling very like overworked and underslept over the weekend. Um, and so I can't really remember, but I believe Marble Cat did pop in. Yeah. How do you get rid of a cat colony? You adopt the cats. Um, so so however, I mean, but Miss Pamela, this is actually a great question. I'm glad you asked it, and we have time to discuss it right now because we have plenty of time. Now, allow me a few more minutes. Yes, what Faithless said is exactly correct. The first step to taking care of any feral cat colony or community cat colony or stray cat colony, call it what you want. It's a cat colony. Um, the first step is to make sure that the cats don't make more cats. So they have to be fixed. Yes. Okay. Thank you, Savannah, for reminding me. He did pop in last time. I think he came from this general area. So maybe he's over here. Like there's food over there. Yeah, but here's the thing, uh, which is a little bit distressing. This whatever. Okay, Elijah and Silvana are both my better halves, and they're reminding me what I can't remember. Okay. All right. I don't. Yeah. But yeah. So the first step is to spay and neuter any cats that might be there. The second step is to yeah. The second step is to try and socialize and isolate the kittens. because the kittens have the best chance of adoption, and they're the youngest, they're the most malleable, so you have the best chance of making house cats out of them. Once you have taken care of the kittens, then the hard part begins. Little V, it's the hard part, but it's also the most rewarding when it goes well, because then it's all about taking care of the adult cats, making sure they're okay, and just trying to meet them where they are at, and not look, we can never be perfect all the time, but we can't. Little V, where's Big V? Where's Big V? Where's he at? Have you seen him? Okay, guys, before we do break out the food, and honestly, I don't know how much food we're gonna break out because, like you saw, there's plenty of food out already. But we're gonna head to the Fats colony really quickly and see what's if there's any of the star students over there. Uh, like I mentioned while I was still driving, sometimes when I go to Fats first and I'm being very loud and vocal and I'm talking to Fats a bunch, um, Big V and some of the other more social cats will actually hear me and mosey on down the street. Um, so I'm kind of wondering. Excuse me. I do apologize about that, Belch. That's disgusting. I'm kind of wondering. Yeah, maybe I should, at least for the interim, try to, like, instead of going to the main colony area, I should go to this colony area first and start making noise, and hopefully the good kitties start matriculating their way over here. And yes, what Faithless says is also very important. Try to get blood work done, but I also have to add the following proviso: all of this within your budget. Do not become homeless trying to help cats. You know, and you do the best you can and the best you can afford. But if something goes wrong, you can't beat yourself up over it because you're dealing with animals, with wild animals. And yes, they are um, domesticated, and yes, they are very good companions. But they also live on the street. They do things that you just can't understand sometimes, and it's a situation. So yeah, but so that's why I say you do as much as you feel you can, and as much as you can afford. No more. Okay. All right. Oh, look, I found a container. Yeah. Faithless has 14. I have my colony cats, and I've got the 8 that are currently in my apartment, which is not enough. Sorry, it's too many. Okay. A little worried. Oh, who are you? Is that Big V or Little V? Big V or not a V? Yeah, yeah, Faithless. I need to. I need to find a final forever home for for my Aussie. Is that who's that? Is that Chris the cat or is that Marvel cat? Marvel cat. I think it's Marvel cat. Ozzy is doing so well, but that's what I was going to say. Right now, he's at his peak adoptability. He's super cute. He's super social. He's he's very healthy. I need to find him a forever home as quick as humanly possible. Dick Grayson, dude, can you like please find Big V? I'm getting nervous. I even my mom called me while I was at work today, and I said, everything's good, but I'm concerned. I haven't seen Big V in several days. And she said, you'll let me know if you see Big V, right? And I'll be like, and I said, like, well, you should probably just try and tune into the live stream. That's an option. But but where's my tripod? Yes. No, I'm just feeding these ones. What does your cat look like? You, you have a picture? Okay, yeah, no. So yeah. So Faithless, to answer your question, yes, I took him in a few weeks ago to get scanned for a chip, and there's no microchip. Have a good one. But yeah, we're gonna find little Ozzy a forever home to as quickly as possible and to the best of our abilities. But right now we're going to feed these cats also to the best of our abilities. But yeah, I mean, look, it sucks that he doesn't have a microchip and that I can't just straight up return him to his owner. This Ozzy's okay. Yes, I mean, obviously, look, if she's Ozzy's human parent, then I'll give Ozzy back to her. But like, there's you know, even being one of 8 cats in my apartment is better than living on the street. Oh no, they're coming for me. They found me. I don't know how, but they found me. Run for it, Marty. That was the most flat affect, no energy floating of Back to the Future I've ever done. Oh my god, they found me. I don't know how, but they found me. Run for it, Marty. I know, guys. I know, guys. I know, guys. Big V. Little V. Big V. Big V. So that's okay, Faithless. You got to do what you got to do, pal. I'm gonna do what I can do in the meantime. Winnie. Yeah, at least Dick Grayson is still here. But yeah, we're gonna we're gonna feed whoever we can. I really, really want Big V to come out. I haven't seen him since last Wednesday, and I'm a little nervous. Hi, RH and Royal Mounted National Police. 23. All right. Hey, Dick Grayson. Okay. He's still very jumpy. All right. We're gonna feed who we can. Big V. And yeah, like I said, folks, follow us. What we think about going forward. One over there doing that. Wander over there. Hey, Dick Bryson. Jamie? Okay. All right. How many containers of food should we leave out today? Not too many, I don't think. Should we start with 4 or 6? So, oh, I know. Sorry, Elijah. I walked away from my phone while it was recording because I'm a genius. I'm saying, should we for the intermediate future, should we before we come to this colony stop by where Fats lives on the basis that when I make a lot of noise at Fats's colony, um, some of the more social cats like Big V and like Dick Grayson over here will sometimes kind of wander into that colony. Hey, Dick Grayson, can you please find Big V for me? I want him to be here. I haven't seen him. I'm concerned. Okay, another gray cat. All right, I see. So, all right, I think we're gonna have at least 4 cats. Okay, no wait. All right, we got Dick Grayson. We got Jamie. I see Denise the Menace showing up. We've seen Little V. Let's do. Should we start with 6? Let's start with 6. If I'm throwing some out, I'm throwing some out. It is what it is. It's not. Well, trying not to throw stuff out because anything that doesn't get eaten by the cats in situ will be wasted, unfortunately. Yeah. Okay. Here comes Little V. Denise, Menace. The thing is that with Dick Grayson does allow pets, but Dick Grayson's very jumpy, so doesn't love to give pets until Big V allows, until like prefers to follow Big V's lead. The problem is Big V's not here. Uh, Big V. Yeah. Dick Grayson's making lots of meow noises. Unfortunately, you can't hear them because I don't have that microphone with me today. Or, well, I do have it with me, but I don't have the connection, the connector to my phone store. I missed. Big V. Yeah, so far, no Big V. Uh, the ones I'm most concerned about, the ones I'm most concerned about at the moment are Big V because obviously he's the most socialized of this group. Maybe Marble Cat more, but you don't pick favorites with your children officially, but you do. And I do kind of, I've known Big V for a very long time. And like I said before to you guys, you do the best you can and the most you can, and you have to be able to live with your, you know, beyond live with you, and you should be happy with the work you do, and you shouldn't beat yourself up. But I would be I would be so sad if 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 I didn't manage to at least do something for Big V. Um, he's come so far in my care, and it would suck, But like I said, it happens. Dick Grayson, Jamie, Denise, not even Denise the Manice is feeling flat friendly. There we go. Brief pets. How about some advanced level pets, Mister Dick Grayson? Lil V, still not the Big V. Where's the Lil? You got the Lil V. Ah, sorry, Dick Grayson. I miss pets. All right. All right. Yes is all around to the proposition. Yeah, you know what? I think that they're just intentionally making a lot of noise and disturbance here. But yeah, they all seem nervous and on edge. And I do know that Big V is being a very smart cat. When it does get nervous, he will hide. Um, okay, here comes Neville. But yeah, I mean, let's in the meantime, while the cats are eating, let's discuss like potential options with what to do. Give me 1 second to go grab a spoon from my car. The audio will be a little bit wonky for a second, but it's okay because you guys get kitty vision. Excuse me, Jamie the cat. Hey, Lil V, Lil V. Lil V is at the empty containers trying to figure out what's going on. Okay. Who hath showed up? Still no Marble Cat. Still no Big V, but Chris the Cat was here briefly. Okay. How's Tatiana doing? I don't know, Silvana. That's one of the things I'm most concerned about. The two things that are concerning me the most right now are 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 where's Big V and where and how is Tatiana? Um, but I'm trying to pump positive thoughts and energy into the world that they're doing just fine. They just got spooked and they're hiding. Um, but I cannot guarantee that, which is worrisome. Hello, Tong Tong 98. I'm Song. These are street cats. I have now. Full disclosure. Guys. Do you see movement in the back? That's Tatiana. Tatiana's coming. Okay, beautiful. If assuming I'm correct, and that is Tatiana, that's some of the best news of the day. I hope it's Tatiana. Guys, can we make like cross fingers, cross toes, cross your twin penises? I don't know, cross whatever you got. That's Tatiana. It walks like Tatiana. It talks like Tatiana. It is Tatiana. Beautiful. Love it. Okay. T is still here. She's alive and she is I don't know if she's well because you guys know she's a bit sick, but she's still alive. And so, in regards to Tatiana, so we do need to. So yeah, definite thing that needs to happen is we do need to start planning for um for the future, as it were. How we can help the maximum amount of these cats. Um, Yeah, now we need the big V. Exactly, Elijah. I'm hoping Big V is just very, very nervous and he's hiding. I thought I might have seen a large black cat towards the back with Tatiana. Yeah. So yeah, like Silvana said, I don't know how much time I'm going to have because of Halloween Horror Nights. For those of you who don't know, I'm a cook at Universal Studios Hollywood, and that's one of my jobs. I'm also a cook for assisted living facilities in the valley. In addition to doing this, and taking care of my own personal cats. So basically, what I'm getting at is that I don't always have the most free time in the world of late, but um, you know, certainly, yeah. I think some of the primary steps that need to happen are we need to try and trap Tatiana. I think she's such like a colony mascot. Like one of the first photos I ever took at this colony was of Tatiana. Another one of the first photos I took of this colony was of Big V. So we need to, yeah, we need to help as many of them as we can. I want to trap Tatiana, and I don't know if she's socialized enough to be like a normal person's house cat, but I think in the right hands, she'll do better than she's doing right now, which isn't great if I'm honest. Um, and yeah, but in addition to that, on a more basic scale, I'm wondering, I'm wondering if maybe Hector and I, once Halloween Horror Nights comes to a close, I'm wondering if we could, um, if we could get together, meet up and try and talk to this guy and basically offer him an olive branch to be like, look, um, if you'll allow us to keep feeding these cats and we can show progress. I can literally be like, look, this is baby Blue. He used to live here. Now he lives with me. And I'll cheat a little bit. And I'll be like, and look, this is Ozzy. He also used to live here, not for very long, but now he lives with me and I'm finding him a forever home, you know? And, this is what I do. Um, there's, to be honest, y'all, I've been somewhat disappointed and frustrated with the response I've gotten from local stray cat groups, but also I'm just not on Facebook that much, so I don't really follow up. So it's also kind of it's it's a it's a chicken or the egg thing where it's like they're not the most helpful always, but I'm not doing the most to help myself either. And I do need to take responsibility for that and be like, look, if you want to win the lottery, you need to buy a lottery ticket. You can't just go and pray to God for it. Mm. All right. Okay, folks. I'm done consolidating the extra juices from the cans. Denise the Menace is coming back slowly but surely. He's still very much a menace. Sucks, but it looks like today might be a no big V night again. I hate that. I really dislike that. All right, let's try and sorry, kitty, kitty. I need to come in and do things. Okay, Tatiana is still there. Let's see if we can get some food to Mrs. Queen T. And also, let's see, Denise the Menace is piecing off down the street. So without scaring her too much, I'd kind of like to see where she goes because she is one of the more social cats. All right, let's work quickly if we don't mind. That, oh, that's pretty much empty. Oh, okay. No, Silvana, no, that's the problem. That's the problem is that the guy who was complaining at the gate, that was Charlie. He was the longtime owner of this shop and he sold it. And then I thought I made a good first impression with the new guy, but no, it's the new guy who's now giving me problems. Charlie, the guy who got angry at the gate, is gone. He's out of the picture. It doesn't matter anymore. Like, and that's what's so frustrating to me is because this new machinist knew that the cats were here. He moved into the cat's house. Now, as my mom pointed out to really kill my vibe and all that, the machinist pays rent and these guys do not. Um, Also, Tong Tong, I will. The panda panda color cat. So right now at this colony, there's actually two panda color cats, or in the United States, we would call them tuxedo cats. So that one right there is if he starts running away, it's Neville. If he stays put, it's Winston. It's Neville. Um, so yeah, that's Neville, and the other tuxedo cat is right here, and this is Winston. And then the one who's kind of tuxedo but also a tabby is Denise the Menace, and she is a royal menace to society. Anyway, but yeah, I'm more than a little worried actually. Queen T. T. Exactly, Elijah. The cat, and that's my contention. The cats were here first. He did not have to move in, and he knew what he was getting into. So why are you complaining? You know, this isn't like the only machine shop available for lease in the city of Los Angeles. Last time I checked, there were 4 million people living in this city. You think this is the only machine shop in the entire city? Well, Tong Tong, if you're in Los Angeles, please, do get in touch. Join the Discord. I should really have a link. Okay, Tatiana's eating. We are good. But yeah, I need to find forever homes for so many of these cats. All right. In other news, I thought I saw a large void moving around, and if that is indeed the big V, I'll be very happy. If it isn't, well, it is what it is, I guess. I'm like, why does it smell like shit? I'm stepping on it. Oh, but Tong Tong, if you're from India, then you know what? It's awesome that you want to help my cats, but I'm sure that in India, I haven't been to India in quite some time, and I only been there once. But whoa, I was trying to have a look over the fence. It's seen better days, shall we say? Um, hole in the fence. Way back in the day, actually, way back in the day, there used to be the more shy cats would hang out back here. But it's been ever since they switched. Um, it used to be a chain link gate, but now it's that big honking thing over there. That one. It's been much harder for the cats. Okay, but yeah, Tong Tong. If you're able to help cats local to you, that is that is the best thing you could possibly do, in my opinion. You know. But that being said, if you know people, especially if you know people in the West Coast of the United States, and especially if you know people in Southern California, send them the link to this channel. Let them know, hey, there's this kind of cool guy in Los Angeles who tries to help cats, but he needs help to help. You know, yeah. And they'd really think I'm a thief late in the night if they went over to my car and found, oh wow, he's got a buttload of lockpicks in his car. Yes, 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 yes. All right. We're doing a little late night traipsing through Los Angeles because I'd like to see if there's like a spot that the cats might be migrating to. Maybe. Thank you so much, dude. I do my best. That's all you can ask from anybody. So I I c- I don't know, but I think this is the back end of Fats colony. I think. But I've never once in my life seen Fats or frankly any other cat over here in this particular location. However, that doesn't, that ever is a long forever is a really, really, really long time. Anyways, oh, if just to clarify, Tong, if you hear a meow, it's me. Um, Uh, Usually when I record these live streams, I have like a not it's not great. It's like it's like it's a shitty piece of Chinesium I bought on Amazon. But like I do have a an external mic that will like let me pick up the sounds that the cats make. Unfortunately, Furball Farm Rescue. No, I haven't. I've never actually heard of that. I'll have to look it up. But yeah, as I was saying, unfortunately, right now for today's stream, the audio is going to be only of me, and there will not be any cat sounds being picked up because um they take street cats. I'll have to get in contact with them. Yeah, there was also this one of my viewers who I haven't heard from in a while, although maybe it's because she might be upset at me because I haven't done my promise. But she works at a rescue in Canada, and they also take street cats, specifically from LA. And so we were talking about deporting Marble Cat to Canada. Sorry to cross the street, but I do see cats. Um, um, Maybe she's upset. I hope she's not upset at me because oh wow, big cats! Holy shit, lots of cats, random cats. Who are you people? All right, yeah, I'll have to look into them because that'd be a great place to send people like Big V and Marble Cat and what have you, and all them. Is that one of the bizcochitos? That cat over there was one that I TNR'd. Charlie's kid. Just like my two orange cats are Charlie's kids. Charlie had a lot of kids, and then I TNR'd him, and now he'll never have another kid. Again. Yeah. Hello. Meow meow. Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to look into that for sure. Um, because yeah, there's so many like yeah, like Marble Cat and Big V and Fats and Charlie from this area who's not here right now. But like there are so many homeless cats that I take care of, and like I want to personally help them all. But yeah, I can only do so much. I am human after all. All right, run, run, Forest, run, 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 run. All right, let me look in on the main colony one last time. We'll consolidate anything that needs consolidation, and then I'm gonna hopefully at least fats, but hopefully fats and Big V. But we'll be at the we'll be at the fats colony. I would love to see a cat that is socialized, or more than Marble, or than more than Dick Grayson is. But yeah, I miss Fats too, Silvana. Speaking of what, that's annoying, Faithless. That is very annoying. Speaking of which, Faithless and Silvana, out of curiosity, do you guys have Discord accounts? Because I recently set up a Discord server type space situation for the colony. And if you guys have accounts, I will gladly send y'all a link. All right, Faithless is a no, but I'll look into it. Okay. Marble Cat! I heard a meow that sounded like Marble Cat, but it could be another cat. Oh, you guys don't have street cats over there? I mean, it depends on so many factors, man. Like, whether there's a culture of spaying and neutering there, whether or not um, there this was a place where cats would roam traditionally. Like, keep in mind, a lot of these cats, um, are just kind of just natural street cats. All right. Yeah, I mean that's another thing that I was going to say is that people eat cats. Um, I didn't want to bring it up, but since you did, yeah, that's another thing is that in other cultures, um, cat is and dog, I might add, are both consumed for food, which is seriously unfortunate. But what can and you can try and ban it as much as possible, and I think we should, but I can only do so much as one man in Los Angeles, California. But we'll do as much as possible. But yeah, you never want to think about, oh, some of the animals I try to take care of and make sure they have a good life. People find them incredibly delicious. But I mean, there's always a question of like where is the line, between friend and food. Because like my grandmother, may she rest in peace, she loved cows her entire life. Not sure where that came from, but she did. She loved cows her entire life. Um, and and when she retired, my grandfather, her husband, bought her some cows, some beef cows, some Herefords specifically the uh, the type of cow that she bought. She also ended up with one Angus somehow. I don't know how that happened. Um, Point is, these were beef cattle. She loved them. She would feed them all the time. She would pet them. You know. But when they were, but she never stopped eating beef, number one, and she never, and these cows, despite the fact that she loved them very dearly, when they were old and decrepit or whatever, they all went to the slaughterhouse. Now, because they were old and decrepit, I doubt that any of them became human food, but became they became this stuff probably. Um, or like, I mean, moving a little bit further, because I think most cultures, except for the Hindus in India, would see a cow and go, "Oh, delicious." Hell, I love animals and I love cows, and I see a cow and I go, "Oh, delicious." Um, and which is, by the way, not to say that I support factory farming or cruelty to animals or anything like that. Like, we should, like, if we are going to eat dead animals, we should be killing them as quickly and humanely as possible when their time to go happens. But Temple Grandin and all that. But oh yeah, like, my father is Israeli. Please, let's not get political about that right now. Um, Yeah, but my father is Israeli, and in Israel and Palestine, and indeed that whole area, there are street cats galore. Same goes for, like, I mean, look, the street cats of Istanbul in Turkey are famous at this point because they just chill. I know I said I didn't want to get political, and I don't, but there is something I want to talk to y'all about, which kind of burns my ass. So I'll just say, because this is my channel, and I've got the podium, and I have the talking stick. Sorry, guys. It's just as easy to unsubscribe as it is to subscribe. But please like the video before you unsubscribe. Um, um, so here's the thing. Thankfully, there seems to be some kind of ceasefire, kind of, sort of holding. We'll see what BB does, because that man is a scumbag, um, and should probably be where Rodrigo Duterte is at the moment. Just saying. But, like, beyond the political thing, I'm happy that there is peace because, hostages are coming back. Fewer innocent Palestinians are being killed on a daily basis, always a good thing. Um, and also, you've got to hope that the whole, like, the 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 heat of the entire political climate will turn down. We'll simmer down just a little bit, and we can chill out for a second. Not that not that I have any hopes for that happening, because well, it's the year 2025, and it's just wonderful to be alive. And even if Israel is peaceful, there's still the Russo-Ukrainian war. There's stuff popping up now between the US and Venezuela. I don't know it's just, I live on the greatest timeline, and you guys are joining me on it. Don't you love it? Oh yeah. So, okay, sorry, pardon my ADHD, but here's what really burns my ass, and it's the thing. And I mean, here's the thing. Despite the fact that my father is Israeli and that technically I'm an Israeli citizen, I have been, since the start of this whole conflict, extremely critical of the actions of the state of Israel and of Bibi Netanyahu specifically. Um, and I think it was bad, bad, bad. Um, this is not by the way, for anybody who's very right of center, this is not to excuse the actions taken by Hamas on October 7th, 2023. Not at all. Those were bad too, and they should be condemned. And I condemn them wholeheartedly with my full chest. But I just don't think that those actions uh, should be used as a justification for a genocide. Maybe that's a controversial opinion. I don't know. Uh, all right, we're rolling around Fats Colony because I'm kind of hoping to see Fats or Big B or any cat really. But all right, but so here's what burns my ass. So, and I think all of these things we I have criticized Israel about, and we should criticize Israel about because they are worthy of criticism. Um, where you lose me completely and totally, and where I think the very justified criticism of Israel starts to come into uh, anti-Semitism um, and kind of cultural erasure, if you will, is the claim that Jews are not um, native or indigenous to that area. Because they absolutely are. And I'm not saying just on the basis of, oh, they were there during the Second Temple and in antiquity. No, my father's family has lived in the Levant, in Israel, in Palestine, in Syria, in that area for hundreds of years. You know, all that area was is part of the Levant, is part, you know, is part of the former Ottoman Empire. Facts. Looks like no fats today, guys, and no Big B either. I'm worried. All right. Well, I'll keep chilling and talking in the meantime because I'm enjoying your company. Maybe we'll go home and pick some locks and we'll say hi to my house cats briefly. Let me just make sure. Lights are on. Let's go. You know, but and here's where you're really, really losing me. Um and it's when people say, "Oh, there's no such thing as Israeli food. It's all Palestinian food that you stole." You know, or my favorite one is don't buy don't buy Israeli hummus. It's cultural appropriation. I'm like, "Put it on the field. Hold on. I'm all for, look, if you don't want to buy Israeli hummus, that's fine by me. Look, you vote with your wallet. That's how free market capitalism works. And while I don't necessarily always agree with it, it is the system we use. So let's use it. Um, and by token, yeah, if you don't like what a certain country is doing or what a certain state is doing or whatever, don't buy products made by that state and don't give them your money. Um, you know, but the claim that almost is exclusively Palestinian and that that Israelis and Jewish Middle Easterners um have no ability to claim it for themselves is really kind of fucked, if you ask me. Because number one, it's not an explicitly Palestinian food either. It's native hummus, spina, all of these Middle Eastern things are Levantine foods. They are native to the Levant prior to the creation of the state of Israel, prior to the modern day state of Palestine. These are all foods that exist in that area. The entire area loves to eat hummus. The entire area loves to eat tahina. The entire area loves pickles and sliced tomatoes and cucumbers and stuff like that. The entire area loves yogurt or labneh or whatever you want. This is the food of the region, not just a country. And so to say all of these foods are Palestinian foods, number one, it's pretty exclusionary of the other Arab and Muslim uh, societies in that area that eat it. But number two, it's factually incorrect, in my opinion. And so there's where, and that really burns my ass. It's like can't we just criticize Israel for for the number of things it's done that are worthy of criticism? Like, I don't know, genociding a, a, a bunch of Palestinians. That seems So, anyways, I'm off my political hobby horse, and I'll shut up now. But yes, to summarize, yeah, free Palestine. Some people I know who are more right of center, even the ones who are critical of Bibi are talking about, oh, well, maybe it was all worth it because look, Hezbollah is now a shell of its former self. And I'm like, no, 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 no. None, it was not worth it. Okay, Silvana has Discord. Excellent. Elijah, do you think it could be awesome and post a link to the David's online colony um, in the chat so that Silvana can join if she so chooses? I would, but if I leave the stream, it gets all wonky. Also, I'm driving. Sorry, guys, I had to turn the light off so I can see better at night. But yeah, sorry, Tong Tong. One of the reasons why I am not like a profoundly viral um, channel is that I refuse to like play along with the stupid YouTube algorithm. It's not stupid. It is my true Lord and Savior. But like, I refuse. Like, I would have a lot more subscribers uh uh and a lot more fame or notoriety or whatever if I would just stay on one topic and just make this the David Romano feeds cats channel. But it's a people and blogs channel. I have fairly severe ADHD. You never know what you're gonna find on this channel, and look, do I think that I can single-handedly bend the YouTube algorithm to my will? No. But as long as the content on my channel is stuff that I'm enjoying, that's all that matters. You know, the channel is monetized, so I did, do the requisite legwork to earn money off this channel. And then now, will this channel ever make me rich? Probably not. That's why I have two jobs. But you know, in many ways, I think this channel has far outperformed what I thought was going to happen. Um, I thought I'd be lucky to get a couple hundred subscribers. Now I have over 2,000. Now, is that a ton? No, it's actually very few. But I don't, but it's been a very organic growth, and I've been appreciated that, you know, and I think for what it's worth, you know, I think I think a lot about a comment that was told to me when I was still in school. And for those of you who don't know, when I was in college, my major was photography. Now, I'm a college dropout two times over, so I failed to get my major twice. But um, one of my teachers at my first college was a photographer named Larry Fink, a great photographer. May he rest in peace. Um, and I had taken a photo of um, these these cracks on a road like that happened to be right on the dividing line between the white and between a white line and the black asphalt. And I thought that there was something incredibly visual and stark, and I liked the way it looked. So I took a picture of it and I printed it big. Like, I can't remember whether I printed it as an 11 by 14 or a 16 by 20, but this was a big print, and this was a dark room print. I'm going home. I'm going home, Tong Tong, but there are more cats in my house. But yeah, so including one of the cats at my house has been rescued actually from the colony where I just was. So bear with me and you get to meet Baby Blue, who's quite special. Um, but yeah, what was I saying before I got ADHD'd? Oh, no, maybe? Oh, right. So yeah, so my first photography professor in Bard College when I was a freshman, photographer named Larry Fink, may he rest in peace. I miss him a lot. He was a beautiful human being. Um, but I took this one photo. It was very minimalist and abstract, and I thought it was very cool. And Larry basically was like, "All right." I'm like, "You don't." And in my head, I was like, "I think this is one of the best shots I've ever taken. It's a shot about nothing, and yet it's a shot about everything." And Larry basically said, I'm actually misremembering this. It wasn't that particular. It was a different project. Whatever. Point is, I thought I had taken this super cool photo, and Larry said to me, "I mean, it's an all right photo, but there's just one of them. Like, what does this photo do for me?" And Larry basically said, "Show me, make me care about this the way you care about this. Make me obsess about this the way you obsess about this. Give me your passion through photography. You know, do that by doing, you know, do you know don't show me one picture that's an abstract. Show me 10, show me 15, show me 20, to show me that you didn't just take a photo that you thought was cool, that no, that you care about this, that this is something that interests you, that you can that is an area of obsession for you. And then by you demonstrating your passion, your obsession, your interest, that energy, that verve, that passion, David, come on, um, will rub off positively on other people. And I that's what I try to do when I'm just ADDing um, with you guys is that like, look, I know a lot of the, look, a lot of the lock pickers that I've become friends with are also animal lovers because a lot of people are animal lovers. But a lot of the animal lovers might not be interested in lock picking. And I can show them like, oh, this isn't a cool hobby. It's fun. It stimulates dopamine release, blah, 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 blah. Or like, or like, it's been a while because I've been very busy of late, but like sometimes my live streams will include urban exploration and we'll delve into history because I am a huge history nerd. And I love the history of Los Angeles and of my state and of my city. And I know a lot about it that you wouldn't usually hear if you came to my city and just took a tour of, the TMZ tour of Los Angeles, where it's like, oh, look, this is Jack Nicholson's apartment, or this is Jack Nicholson's house. And this is Jack Nicholson's other house where he was fucking those young girls who were under 18. But we're not going to talk about that tonight, are we? No, 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 don't you fucking dare, Tesla, you stupid cunt. I hate Teslas so much. Like, literally, that was such a slow mo failure, my brother in Christ. You saw another car coming. And you're like, no, 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 no. I'm going to pull into traffic slowly and sloppily. Nothing dangerous about it. Dang, Tesla. My thoughts exactly. Sorry, I accidentally hit mute. This is a cult. Do not involve yourself with these people. They're bad, bad, bad. They're not good. They're bad, bad, bad. And also, where is Shelly? All right, I'll hop off my Scientology soapbox now. But yeah, sorry. Sometimes when you go to flip they hit the mute button because they're right above each other, and it's super fun. Okay, guys, regular viewers know what's about to happen, but for Tong Tong, do bear with me. I'm about to park my car in my blah, 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 in my parking garage, and because it's an underground parking garage, I'm going to lose service, and so you're going to have to deal with some buffering for a second. But don't worry, I will be back. I am like the former governor of my state. I'll be back. Also, for anybody who's curious, yes, the building right above the thing is mine. You can see the blocks hanging from the window. Sometimes there's a cat looking out, but not. Okay, guys, sorry about that. I'm back live and I'm back in my apartment. Hope everyone is still here with me. We lost a bunch of people, but it's okay. It is what it is. All right, everyone, tap in. If you're still here with me, say hello. Benny says hello. Benny, Benny, Benny. That's okay, Elijah. Actually, you know what? Hold on. Let me see if I can find the link. Or no, wait, we can tech. I think we might be able to technologia the link. Just give me a second. Um, all good. Emily says hello. All right. Hopefully, I'm back live again. Ben is here. The Osme man is here. And while we were having that issue, I managed to pop the Discord link in uh, the chat view section. So hopefully we're good. Like I said, we're not going to be live for very much longer because I'm tired. Ozzy man. Isn't he a darling? So yeah, what I was saying is I think there's a possibility that this dude is a male tortie. Like, or I mean, technically male Torby, like, because he's very much got the tabby M thing going on. But like, because he is a man, and the coloration screams, I know torties. I have two of them. It could. It's tough for me. I'm tempted to put it on like the Reddit, like torties subreddit, and be like, hey, internet, let me know. Is this a tortie, or is this a torby, or a calibi, or whatever the heck? Is this a 1 in 10,000 unicorn cat? I mean, all cats are 1 in 10,000 unicorns, but is this like, Anyways, let's go say hi to the baby blue man. Whee! Sweet, awesome. Boom, 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 boom. Yay. Sandout poetry. You missed me ranting about that very specific thing. But yes, agreed with you. But let's do me a favor when we're not discussing politics. Let's try and keep politics out of the chat. But yes, that being said, I personally agree with you, and I think most of this chat does agree with you that it should be freed. Um, the tricky thing for me is that my father is Israeli, and I technically am an Israeli American. So I, you know, that's where anyways, we're not getting sidetracked. We're not doing politics right now. We're talking about kitty catos. Meow meow meow. And beep beep blue. So for Tong Tong, yeah, yeah, Tong Tong. I thank you for the reminder. Yeah. So yeah, Tong Tong. I'm a lock picker, so I do collect locks. But yeah, this is Baby Blue. And he has these beautiful blue eyes that look into your soul. But he actually used to live at the colony that I was visiting earlier, and I took him off the streets, and I showed the Ozman. I kind of hate that I don't have the good mic today because this guy is so vocal and he makes so many like cat activation sounds. I wanna and look what a good boy Baby Blue is, just totally chill. Yeah, baby. What's funny is that I think like that's also because Baby Blue knows he can just absolutely end Ozzy if he feels like it. Because like in the every now and then I'll see Baby Blue and Ozzy, they'll start play fighting, and Baby Blue will just get his like murder mitten up and just start doing the and it's just like it's just like, yeah, yeah, he will end you. Okay, all right. Sorry about the the coming decrease in audio quality, but you guys gotta hear this cat. He's so cute. Yeah, Baby Blue's terminally chill, I think. I love this cat's vocalizations. Yeah, we're cute together. Yeah, I know, but you can't stay. We're gonna find you a forever home. Okay, this moment of absolute cuteness is brought to you by kitty cats. In the house, there's 8 right now. 5 of them are what I would consider my cats forever, and 3 of them, one of them being this one, are fosters who are available for adoption. I mean, hey, you know a cat feeder who is a chef at an old folks' home, so no lies detected necessarily. Also, like, I'm curious about why the butcher needs to know why you need 40 pounds, or sorry, 40 kilograms. Freedom unit here. Like, I'm curious why you're curious as to why. Yeah, we're going back to the good audio quality because you can't hear the cats, but there isn't that like in the background, which is just a very not good sound. But yeah, the Ozman is super. Yeah, exactly. Well, just like I'm curious about why you're curious. Like, it's a sale. Just shut up and take your money. Don't get me wrong. I understand why some whoops. Like, I do understand why certain shops, if you come in and be like, "Hey, can I have it?" Like, they'll be like, "Why?" Like, I've gone into locksmith shops and then been like, "Hey, can I do you guys have a junk do you guys have a box full of junk locks that you're gonna throw out?" And they'd be like, "Why?" That's a legitimate why, you know? But, "Hey, can I get 40 kilograms of raw chicken?" "Yes, would you like it breast or wing?" Dum, 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 dum. Dum, 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 dum. Dum, 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 dum. That is dumb. It's really freaking dumb. Dum dum, the baby blue blue blue, the Aussie man too, the baby boy, baby boy. Yeah, this is Fred. He's the babiest of baby boys. That's some good lick, Cam. Mm. Yeah, see, what you can't hear is that Fred is actively hissing right now at Ozzy, but he's also smelling him because he's very confused. Don't judge me for my full trash can. Like I said, Halloween horrors is really killing me. I'll take care of that tomorrow. Oh, Whiska! Hey, I mean, Faithless, if you do, please let me know so I can subscribe. No, Tong Tong, yeah, or sorry, yeah, or I'm not sure. God, I'm failing at English right now. Jesus Christ. You are correct. There's only cats and me. There's no other. There's no other animals, and there are no other humans. Oh no, Silvana. You know what? You know what? You know what? You know what you got to have when you're slightly weird is you got to have the Whiska vase, which is full of whiskas. And also, guys, just a handy reminder in case you forget, uh, Puck Farkinsons. But yeah, highly recommend it, the whisker vase. And as a matter of fact, hey, little Ozman, I don't have any of Oz's whiskers, but you know who does have a baby blue whisker? Elijah has a baby blue whisker. It somehow managed to make it all the way down under. You know what, Silvana? For the life of me, I don't know. I think it was given to me by my mom, probably at some point. Either that or like an ex-girlfriend or something. But you know what? Whoops. Ozzy's running down the staircase, intimidating my girl Emily. Speaking of intimidating my girls, where's Louisa? And Whiskers go back. Yes, absolutely ocean western man. Whiskers are made of the same stuff your fingernails are made out of. So they grow back and fall out naturally. And as a matter of fact, here's my downstairs Whiska vase. And these two joint tubes, these are all the Ben Whiskas. These are the Ben Whiskas, and these are the Fred and Emily Whiskas. And then these are just random cat whiskers because I stopped being at some point there was just too many cats and I could no longer tell which whisker came from which cat. This is Sunny. She's another one of the fosters. She's also available for adoption. She's also like she's super loving, but she gets super shy around me when I'm loud. It's weird. And speaking of which, no faithless, we're gonna find Ozzy a forever home. But yeah, here's Louisa. Louisa! Hey Weege. Hey Sun Girl. Beep beep blue. Beep beep blue. Yeah, but here's the thing, Faithless. I'm a little bit I'm like you're not wrong in that if the foster does fail, I'm not going to be like, oh shoot, oh no, another cat who's super loving. What am I going to do about this? But like, I'm honestly like, it's a money thing really, because like at some point the cats become very expensive. Um, and I'm a little bit kicking myself to some degree that this one, Sunny and her brother Sully, like I think I did the right thing by insisting that if they do get adopted, they get adopted as a bonded pair because they're siblings. They like each other very much and whatnot. But like, hey Ozman, but like now Sonny and Sully are fully grown and it's going to be a little bit more difficult to find them a forever home. The little Ozman over here is like 6 months old. He's no longer like a kitten, so you don't. He's no longer a kitten, so you don't need to like specifically or like. Well, he's still a kitten technically, but he's got spunk, I'll tell you that much. Stop intimidating Fred. He's a good boy. But yeah, it's just but yeah, Aussie is super adoptable. He's litter box trained. He can eat the same like this is what I'm saying. He still has the kitten cuteness, but he no longer needs like KMR. He can like honestly, you can probably at this point, and this is what I'm doing because money. Yeah, stop slapping. Um, I got the two things I need to really teach Ozzy at this point are to not slap cats that are way bigger than him because he'll learn that himself. Because at some point, the baby's blue and boy will put this young yeah. Eventually, this one will put this one in his place, and it's gonna hurt this one. But I'm just gonna be like, well, not saying it was gonna happen, but I did warn you. Well, look, now he's going for Ben. Okay, Ozman, you had a good run, but you're intimidating the adult cats. Back in the quarantine. See, when he gets too excited, he goes back in the quarantine. His two biggest issues, aside from him just being too damn cute, are that he gets a little overexcited sometimes, and also he's prone to biting. Yeah, He is a little junior menace, but he's very cute. Um, and a lot of this menace behavior will age out of him fairly quickly. You know, like I mean, pretty much all of my cats were menaces at some point, and then they get older, they chill out a bit. The menace leaves the building mostly, but in the meantime, he's a bundle of joy and energy, but mostly energy. All right, guys. I think we're gonna start wrapping it up right now because it's midnight here in Los Angeles, and I have therapy tomorrow morning. And I hate to say it, but I would not be me if I weren't an honest actor and told you guys the truth about me. I may or may not. My last therapy session, I may or may not have completely slept through my alarm and missed the entire session. So I really feel like I owe it to my therapist. Yeah, to be on time for our next session because the fuckery. How many times do cats shed hair? Um, Constantly. They never stop shedding. They are in a constant state of shedding and growing hairs. There is never a day that goes by that I don't have at least some hair shedding on my floor. But um, they do have high points and low points. They shed the most in the spring and summer, and in the winter and in the fall and winter they kind of building up their coat. But because their hairs are very fine, and because they're constantly, you know, they're constantly gaining and losing fur, and it is what it is. And that's why people are allergic to cats. Is The funny thing is that who are allergic to cats are not actually allergic to cat fur, which is what they think. They're allergic to cat saliva. But just cats groom themselves so much and so intensely that your allergy to cat saliva is inherent in allergy to cat fur because they groom themselves so much, their furs are full of saliva. That's also why, like, Sphynx cats have the reputation of being hypoallergenic. It's not because, it's because they don't have the hair to deposit it, or it's because their hair is too, s- yeah, it's hair and dander. It's because their hair is so short and so fine that it doesn't allow that saliva and that dander to like build up. But anyways, we're definitely in the process of winding down. Ben is doing Ben stuff. Also, yes, hey Julian, when 5558. And remember, people, when you see somebody whose last name is or first name, whatever, whose name is spelled Nguyen, it's Gwen, not Noi Gwen or Nguyen or something like that. No, it's Gwen. My gift to y'all. Um, a little tired. I am tired, believe it or not, Tong Tong. I'm tired all the time. Uh uh I work two jobs and I just have not had nearly as much time to sleep of late as I would like to have. Um but it's okay. It's okay. So what we're gonna do, because yeah, in this case the looks are not deceiving. The looks are true. Um I am tired. So here's the plan. We are, because since I made it all the way home, you guys got to meet my cats. We're gonna pick one lock. One lock. That's it. For you cat people, bear with me. One lock. We're picking a lock. We're not gonna pick too many locks. I'm not leaving you here in lock pick purgatory, but we're going to pick this Uscan lock, and then I'm going to go to sleep. But yeah, yes, ocean western man, yeah. Uh, shedding is a part of cat ownership. If you can't deal with it, then you can't. But to be honest with you, shedding isn't just a part of cat ownerships because dogs shed too. And if you can't, one, he says, no, Elijah, it's just one. However, while I'm picking this lock, I'd like to discuss something that I've been discussing on my Discord briefly, and it's my disappointment and frustration with the well-known YouTuber Simon Whistler, aka Fact Boy, aka Today I Found Out, Into the Shadows, Decoding the Unknown, The Casual Criminalist, mega projects, side projects, all of the above. That's Simon Whistler. I've got bones to pick. I hate that I've been subscribed to Simon Whistler's various channels for probably a decade now. For some of them, and I've enjoyed a lot of his content. I hate, hate that he's become such a slot merchant of late, and that that his content is so low effort, that it's so full of obvious BS. As an example that I posted on my Discord is he did a video on his Mega Projects channel about the Russian cruiser, which is currently in its fitting out stage, the Admiral Nakhimov, uh, which was built in the late Soviet period, and it's currently being refit by the Russian Navy. To replace their current flagship, the cruiser Pyotr Veliky, which is Peter the Great. Um, it is probably more the writers, but these are his channel. These are his writers that he employs, and he apparently decided that fact checking and editing are no longer important, and they are. If you're gonna do fact based content, facts are important. I think that's kind of an obvious statement. Yes. So here's the thing. So he was doing a video on the Russian cruiser Admiral Nakhimov, which is going to replace the Pyotr Veliky. Um, I mean, that's true, but a lot of the channels that he doesn't own, he no longer presents. Like I think geographics he doesn't own, and biographics or whatever. Regardless, um, point is, he's doing a video on the Russian cruiser Admiral Nakhimov, which looks fairly obviously like a cruiser, like a warship. On the thumbnail, he puts a picture of the Admiral Nakhimov, the uh, the World War II vintage era, made in Germany, formerly known as the SS Berlin ocean liner Admiral Nakhimov. And for those of you curious, I screenshotted that because it's since been changed to the correct Nakhimov, but that was so frustrating to me. And like, here's the thing: for those of you who don't know, the the SS Admiral Nakhimov, the ocean liner, was built by the Nazis as a KDF crew, or sorry, was built by the I did not see them coming spicy pinwheel gang as as part of the KDF uh team, the Kraft Freud, the Strength Through Joy uh uh organizations, which is also where the development of the Volkswagen Beetle comes from. That was initially known as the KDF wagon, the Kraftstoff wagon. Um, anyways, yay, lock is open. Um, but yeah, post World War II, as reparations to the Soviet Union, the SS Berlin was given to the Soviet Union and renamed the Admiral Nakhimov, and it was a commie ocean liner for a long time, but because it's Slavic history and Slavic and happy endings are banned in Slavic history. The ocean liner Admiral Nakhimov did itself have a catastrophic and tragic ending where it sank and I believe of the passengers and crew list of about 1,000 people, I think over 900. Or I'm I'm trying to do my I'll do my best to be historically accurate ish. Um, yeah, same thing, Elijah, but for whatever reason, I keep getting recommended, um, his videos despite the fact that I don't watch them anymore, and it's why, I don't know why, but his thumbnail game is driving me up the freaking wall. Like, his like the question I asked in Discord. What? He's got the thumbnail for his mega project video on the MRAP. What is so and it just says ridiculously OP. What is OP about the MRAP other than its propensity to roll over? I think in the year 2025, we can come to the conclusion that the MRAP program of the US Army was a big failure. There's nothing OP about the MRAP. All right. The only thing it's OP at is being given to local SWAT teams as it is as an instrument of police militarization and intimidation to the general public when they're trying to peacefully protest. It's very OP about at that. Shut up, Elijah. Not a word. But yeah, Silvana, I'm sure if you saw his picture, you'd recognize him. He's an extremely popular YouTuber, and he's got probably dozens of channels at this point. And like I said, and like I said, and like Elijah said, I used to watch a lot of his videos because I thought he made, because I love edutainment or whatever you want to call it. I love to learn things. I'm a very, very visual learner, so I love to learn stuff on YouTube when I'm not making my own content. But like I said, fact-based content, you need to present facts, you need to research your arguments, you need to not let your channel become a slop merchant channel. And so many of Simon Whistler's channels have become merchants of slop, and it's sad. It's I don't know if it's more sad or or uh or frustrating. Oh, it literally was everything because he had multiple different he was a talking head. He himself was not, um, you know, like, you know, he was a presenter, um, and a very engaging and talented presenter at that. But like, he has, probably a dozen channels at this point that he presents, and he's in a constant state of putting out a shit ton of content. And when you put out that much content, your whole life is hashtag content. It's like, and you don't put nearly enough time into editing. And like I said, I'll keep saying this again until I'm blue in the face. Fact checking, which is very important in fact based content, is that if you're going to present things as facts, they should be facts, not hood. And and here's the thing: for a lot of this like edutainment YouTube content, a lot of like more experts in the field will be like, well, no, this is a very surface level look. Well, no, that's not exactly right. Like it's right on a surface level, but like as you delve deeper into it, you'll find that it's not actually that way. Um, that's fine. But when a dilettante such as myself is queuing up a video and literally going, no, 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 that's wrong. No, no, no. And it's not even a subject that I would consider myself a subject matter expert on. Like if he uploaded a video about I don't know, cat psychology or whatever, or lock picking, and he said something, and I'd be like, no, that's wrong, and I can tell you why. I am a subject matter expert. But this is something like that I was literally just like one of my cursory interests, and I'm like, no, no, that's wrong. That's a corruption of history. That's a twisting of the truth, and just no. He is a clickbaiter now, Silvana, and it's disheartening to me because I mean, look, I think there's something to be said for the fact that like being a presenter on YouTube. I hope this never happens to me, but when you're that level of popular, your whole life starts to become hashtag content. And I hope whenever uh, you know, yeah, I hope whenever it's time for me to step away, I'll know it's time for me to step away, and I'll be like, look, I had a good time on this platform, but I'll see y'all later. You know, I hope I think we I think everybody who makes content online on YouTube should aspire to the ending of the British YouTuber Tom Scott, where he basically was like, "Yeah, bye bye for now. I'll be back, but like right now, I need to step away." And I hope I have the wisdom and self awareness to do that for myself. And be like, "Look, I've had a good run. I've enjoyed myself, but now it's time for me to step back from content creation and focus on whatever, myself, my family, my cats." But it's an important question that you have to ask yourself, and it's something that I was I was watching a talk by the penetration tester Deviant Olaf recently about it, and hit called you know, this is the question: when is enough enough, both positively and negatively? Like where is your line in the sand where it's like, where's your line in the sand where it's like, okay, I've been doing this for a long time, I've had my fun, it's now becoming a little bit more of a chore, but so I'm gonna leave now. Or, where is your line in the sand the other direction where it's like, you know, I took this job thinking I could maybe do this, that, and the other, and now they've got me, spying on innocent people in like Eastern Europe or something, and I'm not comfortable with this. When is enough enough for, when is enough when is the money enough? When, when is the fame enough? Uzbekistan. What's going on in Uzbekistan, Elijah? It's certainly one of the better stands. Say that much. Thanks for stopping by, Ocean Western Man. Please like the video, comment, or subscribe, share, blah 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 blah, so I can become rich and famous. All right, finally, these little Masterlock 640s put up way more fight than they deserve to. But yes, I might have lied, and I said I was going to only pick one lock, and then I ended up picking two locks. But we're really calling the stream now. I've been going for 128 minutes. It's 12:30. I've got my therapy today, tomorrow, whenever. Um, excuse me, pardon the belch. I apologize. Oh, a country suggestion for what? I'm sorry, Elijah. I got you. I done been confuzzled. Oh, right. The Eastern Europe thing. Well, technically, Uzbekistan is not in Eastern Europe. It's in Asia. Um, all the stands are technically in Asia. That being said, I'm not gonna lie. I'd love I don't know about Uzbekistan specifically, but I would love to go to Kazakhstan and see like the Ural, or like that whole area, and see like the Ural Sea, the remains of like, because so much of like, I have a huge fascination with the bygone Soviet Union, and so much of what the Soviet Union did happened in its satellite states like Ukraine, like Uzbekistan, like Kazakhstan and whatnot. And Kazakhstan specifically, first off, I mean, there was the Aral Sea, which is one of the greatest natural disasters of modern time, but also so much cool shit that the Soviets, well, cool shit, all things being relative. The Soviets, I mean, Baikonur Cosmodrome, where most of the Soviet, yeah, we're gonna hard skip on Turkmenistan and Mr. Mr. Gurbanguly Berdy Muhammadov and his little horse, President Equus situation thing going on over there. Yeah, hard pass on that one. But I'd love to go to Kazakhstan and just I'd love to see Baikonur Cosmodrome. I'd love to see the Aral Sea. I'd love to see the remnants of the Semipalatinsk nuclear test site. There's a lot of I think there's a lot of cool stuff to see in Kazakhstan. But yeah, hard pass on Turkmenistan. Uh, I think the ones that interest me are, like I said, Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, and I think Tajikistan to some degree, but maybe less so. But yeah, the big ones for me are going to be Kazakhstan and Uzbekistan. I'd like to go. I like to see a lot of places in that area, though. But I just don't have the money or the time. Like, I'd love to go to Armenia. Armenia could be like, what would be a great like 2 week or 3 week trip if you are a huge history nerd is go to Armenia and Azerbaijan in the same trip. Or it'd be really cool to do like the Stanistan trip where you just go through like every country named Stan. Like, I mean, it could be quite treacherous because in addition to Turkmenistan, you're also including Pakistan and Afghanistan. Uh, but like, I think the Stanistan trip where you go to all the countries that have Stan in their name, that'd be a lot of fun. Like on a as a joke. But, like, also then you need to, like, ask yourself, like, where do you draw the line? Like, do you go to do you go to India because technically you could call it Hindustan? Or, like, do you go to Dagestan, which is a part of Russia, but it really should be a I don't know, and we're not gonna figure this shit out tonight. We picked our 2 locks, we hung out with the cats, I'm going to sleep. Good night, everybody, thank you for hanging out. Be nice to each other, be nice to yourself, save as many animals as you can, and pat yourself on the back. Y'all are all awesome. You guys are all awesome. And not because you're watching me, but because you're alive in this world and you're keeping yourself together. Um, uh, and for my new friends, thank you. It was beautiful to meet you. Hope to see you all again soon.